Welcome back everyone to the Hello World Guide. This is episode number 4 of the bonus Unreal Engine beginner series, and in this video we are going to finish our projectile enemy system completely by making sure that we spawn different kind of enemies at different situations. So you can see currently always we are only spawning projectile enemies, but what I actually want to do is I want to make it so that sometimes we spawn projectile enemies and most of the time we don't spawn projectile but instead just spawn normal enemies. So how are we going to do that? So yeah, that's not really difficult to achieve actually. So I'm just going to go under and open up my enemy spawner, and what I am going to do is in here we have got the spawn enemy function, and then what we are going to do is we are basically spawning this projectile enemy. Now instead of just spawning a projectile enemy, I'm going to go ahead and say switch and select. Yeah, select. Now this select node is a special kind of node. What this node basically does is that you provide it with two options and it chooses one of them. Now you can provide it with more than two if you want, but we are going to choose the index as boolean, which means that if it is true false it will select this class, and if it's true it will select the other class. But we are going to I guess make it a boolean. Alright, so yeah, for the false we are going to select our enemy, just enemy class, and in here we are going to select it to be our projectile enemy class. And yeah, that's pretty awesome. And you can see that alright, okay, let's just refresh the nodes. It's causing a bit of problems. I'm going to compile again and it gives an error now because yeah, okay, it's saying that you can't convert an actor to a pawn, which is kind of wrong because we should be able to, but let me just say that you can just say cast to pawn here, because it's now giving us an actor instead of the enemy, because we are not like telling it what we are going to spawn in advance, we are telling it after a little bit of time. So yeah, we have to kind of do it like this, and yeah, like that. Okay, now that's better, but the problem here is that okay, that's great, that's absolutely great. Okay, now that works. So now we need to give it a this here true or false, and we are going to just basically go ahead and say if in here. Okay, let me first go ahead and get a greater than. Let me put greater than here, and I'm going to choose greater than or equal to float. Then I'm going to go ahead and say random float. Now just say random float, not random float in range, and it gives you a float between 0 and 1, you know, kind of like 0.5, it may be 0.3 or 2 and something like that. And we are going to only spawn it 10% of the time, which means that if this value is greater than or equal to 0.9, I'm going to say, then we are going to spawn the projectile enemy, else we are going to spawn the normal enemy. Now let's see, we should have got like, okay, so the first enemy is a projectile enemy, which is kind of surprising, but I guess yeah, that's what happens, and it's not actually spawning any more enemies for some reason. Okay, why on earth is it not spawning any more enemies? Alright, let me go ahead and check why is it not working, because it should be. Oh, by the way, for the if valid, I'm going to put this here. Yeah, let me see now if that makes any change. Okay, we get a normal enemy, and after a little bit of time we should get another enemy. And do we get that another enemy? No, we don't. We're not getting the other enemies. We are only getting one enemy, and then that's kind of not working really, because why not? Because I'm not really sure why that's not working, but we'll try to fix it now. So if I go ahead and say hit play, you can see that currently we have got like one enemy here. Okay, and after a little bit of time we should get another enemy, and that enemy is just not appearing, and I'm not entirely you can see, okay, that enemy does appear. It takes a little bit of time, but it eventually does appear, it seems. But you can see it seems like it's only spawning one kind of enemy, and like if it starts with one kind of enemy, it's only spawning that enemy, and it's not spawning the other enemy at all. And the reason it's not doing that is because we have got it kind of messed up here, because we should be using less than or equal to, because now it's still having 90% chance of spawning that enemy. So I'm going to put this here with 0.8 instead of 0.9. Now let's see. Yeah, one enemy spawns, and it's a Oh, it's a projectile enemy again. Alright, and let's wait for the next one to spawn, and that is a normal enemy. Great. Yeah, I'm gonna kill that. Okay, get some ammo. Then I'm going to go to that end, which has got yet another projectile enemy, it seems, because this is basically based on random chance now, so we can't really be sure. And we are basically doing if it is less than or equal to 0.8, which means 80% of the time it will spawn the normal enemy and 20% it will spawn the projectile enemy. So yeah, this is what we have got for this system. Now that system pretty much works, and of course in order to change the percentage, you can just change this value to whatever you like. And if you choose like not just in this index, but you choose like a index of type, like if you did index of integer, then you can basically have more than two options, like 3, 4, 5, or as many enemies you want, and you can create different kinds of enemies like this simply. So yeah, now we have got our enemy thing done, and now we are going to actually, in the next video we are going to move on. I'm planning to do some animations, because currently our game is just having like these plain enemies which don't look that cool really. So I want to have some animated enemies, and yeah, we are going to try to implement that in the next video. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and I will see you in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe as well. And I think that you should make the 0.2, because yeah, I kind of got a little bit confused there. Alright, so now we should have a more chance of the normal enemy spawning, but it's still starting out with this. So basically it's based on random chance. You can't be too sure which one is gonna spawn, but basically you can kind of determine the chance of each enemy spawning. So yeah, so this is pretty much it for this video, and in the next video we'll get to the animation stuff. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for that, and I will see you in the next video, and bye.